Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? I am super sore. My arms are done. I did a group workout earlier and I retwisted, or not retwisted, but I twisted up my locks, my roots. They were screaming at me like, please, twist me up. I try to twist my roots, I would say within how long has it been? 4 months? So 3 to 4 months I try to do my roots. I really don't like, I'm not one of those where I'm twisting my roots every month. But yeah, see there, it's all fresh. So now I'm going to style it. Oh, and I put some shells in. I put these shells in a few weeks ago actually. And I love shells. I love shells mostly for spring and summer kind of vibe. And I'm always doing switching it up, you know. I like to have fun with my hair. I try not to color it, so instead I will wrap. Someone was asking me about the color of my hair, and I don't color my hair permanently. This is actually kinky hair with already color on it. So the kinky hair, I actually got this from Amazon, and I just wrapped it around my locks. So my locks, just my natural hair, but the color that's in my hair is natural kinky hair just wrapped around my locks, which I find a very good alternative if you're not trying to put harsh chemicals on your hair. I have really fine strands, so I really try not to do that. You know, so yeah, but have I dyed my hair before? I have. A long time ago, my sister actually dyed my hair, and that was the beginning of my lock journey. I think I was only like 2 years in, 3 years. I will be 10 years. This will be 10 years. July 11th will be my 10-year lock anniversary. And I've cut my hair. I've trimmed them, cut them, and I'm thinking about, I don't know. I always think about doing something with my hair, and then I end up not doing it because I do love my locks, although it's a lot of work. So instead, I will wrap it around with some color. I'll put some shells, put little lock jewelry in. So now I'm going to be styling my hair, which I kind of have. This is going to be freestyle because I don't really know what I want to do. I just know that I want the hair up and kind of like out the way kind of thing. But I wanted to come up on here and do a podcast or a video and talk about the importance of discipline, which I talked about a few times. But today's theme is going to be, when there's no discipline, there's no direction. So no discipline, no direction. No direction, no discipline. No discipline, no direction. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of people who are not disciplined. And discipline can mean different things to different people. You don't have to be disciplined like someone else. And I explain these things to my clients. For example, if someone is disciplined and working out, does it mean that you have to be disciplined just like them? No. And even if you are disciplined just like them, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the same exact results. Because you're not. Your body is different. Your mind is different. Genetically, we're different. So if you're trying to follow somebody else's discipline to the exact T, the turnout's going to be different because you are a different person. But I want to express the importance of being disciplined, whatever that discipline is. And that's because I find, and this is just my opinion, and you can take it how you want, and this is not directed towards anything or anyone in particular. It's just an observation. I find that when people are not disciplined, they have no sense of direction. They're just out here just living life, and and yeah, we are supposed to be living our lives, but you have to have some type of discipline to, I don't know, I find that being disciplined provides structure, and without that, people tend to just be unsure about themselves. There's no direction. And for me, that's a turn off, especially when it comes to dating, and I'll explain why. Now for one, let me rewind. I'm at a point in my life where I'm not even focusing on dating. I stopped going on like the dating apps. It's been a little over a year now, to be honest with you. And I'm at the most peaceful, most happiest within myself, because I know myself. I know exactly what I want and what I don't want. And at this point now, I don't want anybody. I am happy with myself and all the stuff that I get to do. But as someone who's disciplined, it's really a turn off when I come across others who are not disciplined. And when you are not disciplined, it's, in my opinion, it sets the tone of how the relationship is going to go. Some people, they are more takers than givers. And I find that a lot of it has to do with the lack of giving on their end. If you're not able to make yourself happy and you are expecting others to make you happy, you're never going to be satisfied. And if you're not disciplined within yourself, you're going to look at other people, such as myself, who are disciplined, as a threat. You're not going to understand their hobbies, or you're not going to understand the importance of taking care of yourself, self-care. And a lot of self-care is being disciplined. You know what your body needs. You know what your body wants. And you know your limits. Or you should at least know your limits. But what happens is that your lack of discipline kind of turns into control, because you, and I don't mean you, but in a general sense, people don't have control over themselves, so they try to control others due to their lack of control, due to their lack of discipline. I have experienced this so many different times, simply just by talking with people, where, for example, the last person I spoke with, we talked about yoga. And I can tell this person was very uncomfortable with my discipline. And they made it seem like I was doing yoga wrong. Or, let me rewind. This person who has no discipline, no hobbies, they're really smart, extremely successful. But they did not have any, they did not have any self-control. It was very alarming to me because there were a few times where we would go out and they would reek of alcohol. And I brought this concern to them. I said, I've noticed the last couple times we hung out, gone to the movies, gone out to dinner, you have a smell. And I felt like ever since I brought that up, they didn't like it. And my thing is, all right, I didn't feel like I was being mean about it or anything like that. It was a concern because why are you smelling like this when, for one, it's like first thing in the morning. Like first thing in the morning, you have this scent. And it seems like you don't care about your hygiene or anything like that. And of course it was alarming because this person wasn't like that in the beginning. So it was something that I had observed, and I said this in a caring way because again, I'm a personal trainer, have been a personal trainer for a very, very long time. And I don't get down with that. I am not a hypocrite. I'm not going to be socializing with anyone who can't control themselves. And if you can't control yourself, or you don't have any discipline, and you're around someone, such as myself, who is very disciplined to a fault. Like, I am a very disciplined person. And I think that's why it's easy for me to cut people off. Because if your life is different than mine, and again, your discipline, your choices, they don't have to be exactly like mine. I actually prefer it not to be. There has to be some differences. We don't have to be the same person. Even identical twins are not the same person. But what I'm saying is, if you lack that discipline or you don't have healthy hobbies or healthy outlets, for me it's very triggering because now I feel like your lack of self-control, your lack of self-discipline, and you're bringing that kind of energy over here to me, we're going to be clashing. And that's exactly what happened. We're going to be clashing. So, and the thing about it is too, there's no direction. And I know this video, this podcast is a little all over the place. I'm a little all over the place as a person. I'm just being real. But I don't feel comfortable with that. And when you think about it, animals, right? They do the same exact thing. They just naturally do what they need to do. They're not making excuses for themselves. And, they're just naturally doing what they need to do. And I think a lot of people take their brain, their mind, and their body for granted because they are not being disciplined. I find that you're going to get a lot more things done, and you're going to succeed. If you notice, a lot of people who are successful, they're very disciplined people. Whatever they're successful in, they are consistent. You can be consistent and not necessarily, again, be consistent in a way that someone else might be consistent. People might be consistent and use their power or their energy in a whole nother way, but they're consistent and it works for them, right? I find that everyone can learn from that. So when you're looking at someone and they might have results that you want and stuff like that, don't pay attention to their results. Their results are theirs. That's for them. Their results are them. Ooh, look at my biceps though. Okay, I'll stop. Oh gosh, my arms hurt. So I say all that to say, find a discipline that works for you. And like I said, your discipline can be anything. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing with this twist? Am I going this way? So yeah, I say all this to say, when you think about whatever discipline you want to do, whether if it's, okay, I want to get back into working out, or I need to get back into meditation, or I need to eat healthier, and you know, I want to do more walks, whatever your discipline is, because you know, discipline is not, you're not practicing one type of activity. Your discipline can be simply, I don't want to go on social media, you know, first thing in the morning. I don't want to be on the phone after a certain amount of time. Whatever that is, whatever you feel that you need, and only you will know that. I think it's important so that you can get back to yourself. That is there was a quote that said something like that, where it said self-discipline or self-care or something like that is the highest form of self-love. And I definitely agree with that. And another thing is too, how can you take anything seriously, such as a relationship or your job or whatever? How can you take that seriously if you don't take yourself seriously? You know, if you're not disciplined, I have a hard time trusting people who are not disciplined, because you're gonna say one thing and do the other. You're not actually doing what you said that you're gonna do. You know, like how am I gonna believe you? You know, so how are you going to be loyal to someone else and you're not even loyal with yourself? I mean, come on now, for real. Being self-disciplined or being disciplined to yourself sets the tone for any type of relationship. Period. So I don't fall for that, and I'll be so quick to ask questions like, what is your discipline? And if people say, oh, I'm not a disciplined person, for me that's a red flag. Because I'm not, for one, I'm not going to be dealing with it. I am not going to be dealing with it. So, but yeah, I just wanted to come up here and share my 2 cents. I apologize for the video being a little all over the place while I'm doing my hair, while I'm styling it. I just wanted to do something quick and also get the hair back, because, you know, like, I love my hair, but there's times I don't want to deal with it all the time. I don't want you all up in my face, you know. But yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Happy weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.